Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is a video about our trip to Marrakesh, one of the most beautiful and charming cities in Morocco. Here are some of the things we did and really liked during our trip. Our journey began in a lovely Riyad, where we stayed during our time in the city. A Riyad is a traditional Moroccan house with an indoor garden and a courtyard. We ourselves were not sure what to expect as we had never stayed in a Riyadh before, but when we got there, the beautiful architecture and decor really took us by surprise, and it was such a delightful place to stay in. The name of the Riyadh we stayed in is called the Riyadh Lala Mimoun. The link is in the description below. As you can see, it is centered around a courtyard with trees and plants, which gives it a wonderfully natural vibe. Our favorite area was the terrace, where we loved to chill with a cup of tea and take in the views of the city. There was also a small pool on the terrace. They served breakfast in the morning in the terrace, and it was a very relaxing start to the morning. All in all, we loved our stay here and would highly recommend this place. We think if you go to Marrakesh, you should definitely stay in a Riyadh, at least for a day, for the experience. It's well worth it.
Now we are seeing the impressive Fna Square. The Fna Square is the real heartbeat of the city. It is vibrant, full of energy and life no matter what time of the day you go there. It is busy throughout the day with the locals and hundreds of tourists mixing together, and there is so much going on here that you can spend an entire day lost in there. On one side of the square you have the entry to the souks, which are the local markets serving everything from daily necessities for the locals to all type of items for tourists. This is the place where you would go to buy all type of souvenirs, gift items, and you really have to check the leather goods because they are very well known for this, like bags, shoes. On the other side you have hotels, gardens, cafe terraces, which offer great views of the square. We especially enjoy the vibe here in the late evenings and nights, and having dinner in a restaurant overlooking the square and everything happening there is a real treat you cannot miss.
We then went on an evening excursion to the Agafe Desert, and on the way, stopped at an Argan Oil Factory where they showed us how to produce argan oil, which is one of the most famous exports out of Morocco. They still continue to use the traditional methods of making the oil from hundreds of years ago, and you can really see how this is part of the tradition and culture here. It was a beautifully laid out place, and the women were kind enough to let us have a go while they sang some of their traditional songs. Following this, we went to the Agafe Desert, where they served us a lovely traditional meal, and it was right in time for sunset. It was one of the most beautiful sunsets we had seen, and the views of the vast desert in front of us was quite incredible. As evening turned into night, the locals put on a lovely show for us, singing some of their traditional songs around a campfire while everyone was dancing along. It was a beautiful way to spend the evening. This is something we would highly recommend you do. You have options to make it a day trip, or you also have the option to stay there for a night or two. We will put a link in the bio for the one that we did.
This is one of the most beautiful monuments in the city of Marrakesh, and the architecture is truly stunning. The Medarsa Ben Youssef, Medarsa basically means a school, is a historic Islamic school located in the heart of the city. It was built in the 14th century and it was once the largest Islamic school in North Africa. It also served as a mosque and a library over the years. The intricate carvings and designs on the wall, along with the mosaic tiles, give a serene look. The courtyards inside leading to the rooms are also quite beautiful. Surely one of the must-visit places if you go to the city.
Next up was a day trip to the city of Agadir. This is around 1.5 hours from Marrakesh, and you have organized day trips to take you there. This is a city best known for its wide crescent beach and the seaside promenade lined up with some great cafes, restaurants and bars. It is a resort destination and is quite popular amongst tourists for a relaxing break along the beachside. What we enjoyed the most though was strolling around the town center with its lovely small streets and traditional architecture. There's also some nice shops and markets dotted along different corners of the town. We also found a lovely place to have lunch that had great views along the beachside and served some authentic Moroccan food. This is a nice town to visit, and if you have more time on your hands, you can always choose to stay over in one of the fancy resorts along the beachside. Another great experience we would highly recommend is an evening meal in a restaurant where they have live performances featuring the local music art form called the Gava. Gava music is a Moroccan spiritual musical tradition combining ritual poetry with traditional music and dance. The Gava master sits at the center of the stage playing the main guitar-like instrument called the gembri. The one we went to was called the Terrace El Canario. It was very close to the main square in the Fna, and the terrace offers great views. The decor when you enter inside and in the terrace area is also quite nice. We truly love this, and the music is really something special. Definitely highly recommended.
If you are looking for some nightlife when in Marrakesh, you will be surprised that it has a lot to offer. You have to head over to the area called Gelis, which is the modern part of Marrakesh. We spent a few days living in this area and it has a wide selection of bars, pubs, shisha bars and restaurants that offer live music, great food and drinks. We had some really enjoyable nights out here, and I would definitely recommend you to visit the Gava because it has an amazing terrace where you can see all of the city.
Some of the best things we did in our time in Marrakesh. It is a city that taught us so much. We met some amazing people there and had a great time throughout. Life here was lived at its own pace and the streets were always so lively. Marrakesh has something for everyone, right from luxury hotels and resorts to traditional riads and souks where life is seen at its most raw and simplest form. It is a place which will take you right back to the very roots of what life is all about. There are very few places which can enchant you and have a mystical beauty about it. And Marrakesh is one of them.
We cannot wait to go there again, hopefully soon, and you should be adding this to your list of places to visit as well. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video.